Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Day-Glo Buffalo and this is Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolution, the Director's Cut. When we last left off, we were on an elevator going a long way down to the Iron Core. So let's get right back to the game. This is a long ride. Again, something out of the Star Wars School of Architecture. Big bottomless pit. Although, our ride stops here. At the broadcast center. You are here, and we're heading for this room here, where the final battle will take place. So actually, let's max out our energy, why not? Because, well, since our inventory, well, we're not going to pick anything up. Oh well, let's do it anyway. Because since we have the code that Darrow gave us, we can basically head straight for our target. Oh, we have 5 full energy cells. And, well, go straight for that and override it immediately without having... Otherwise, there's a whole lengthy procedure and stuff that we read about earlier, actually, where we have to open 3 pods and on 3 different terminals, and yeah, do that. That takes a while, and we get shot at a lot. So, you know, it's always easier to head straight for the target.
What the hell?
Water pressure nominal at 173 psi.
Who am I?
Communications web online.
I feel cold.
Drones 1 through 3 within operational parameters.
I don't remember.
Drone 4 disconnected.
Let me go.
Processing.
Oh God, please help me. I'm scared.
Core temperature stable. Processing.
Zhao, what are you doing?
Connecting to Panchaea's Haran project, Mr. Jensen. The most advanced quantum computer slave to the human brain, and the closest to perfection we'll ever achieve. I'm going to use it to hack Darrow's signal and rework the message to our benefit.
Our benefit? You mean the Illuminati's?
Someone has to override the signal and be the world's savior. And let's be honest, neither of us would trust anyone else to fill that role. Computer, begin EEG sync.
So much pain.
Syncing beta waves at 40 cycles per second.
Sleep, please. Let me sleep.
Incompatible master-slave chain detected. Alert. Unable to transfer control to Alpha 5.
The system won't recognize my chip.
Neural systems offline. Rerouting control of the chain.
I can't control Iron.
Increasing glitching levels by 32%.
Zhao, get them out of there. I have to reach the control chamber.
No! I can still control it! I'm in control!
Stop the signal.
Security alert.
Through the primary control panel.
Oh, shit.
Ah, shit is putting it lightly, Adam.
Security in place. To access Alpha Pod.
Okay, so we want to get to the center there.
I must be the one to alter the signal. Once I do, the council will welcome me.
And here it is.
Manual override of tertiary pods initiated. Total system purge in effect. Shutting down tertiary stations. Warning. Electrical charge subcritical and rising. Event discharge sequence initialized.
Where did you get that code? From that fool, Daryl. This will not stop me, Jensen.
And that's basically it for the boss fight.
Pilot is compromised. No. Wait. It's initiating emergency protocols.
Wait, we have to kind of punch through this, I think.
You don't know the resources they have at their disposal, Jensen. Despite your special genetics, you have been in over your head the whole time. Initiate dissipation protocol.
Warning. Electrical charge subcritical and rising. Halfway to discharge sequence.
Daryl. You betrayed them.
Warning. Primary pod compromised. Secondary security measures activated. Evacuate area.
Still cannot reach you, Jensen. There are too many contingencies built into the system. You and I have both failed.
I need a gun, damn it. No guns. You know what? Oh, hi. Let's start this over. So basically, I was saying, let's do that again, because we need a weapon to punch through the glass. So let's give ourselves the Typhoon, just to end on a epic note. So let's race for the center again. Get back here.
The council will welcome me with open arms.
Deactivate the defenses. Come here.
In effect. Shutting down tertiary stations. Warning.
All right. And now let's Typhoon the hell out of this thing.
Discharge sequence initialized. Where did you get that code? From that fool, Daryl. This will not stop me, Jensen. It's happening.
And here we go.
I can't take.
Well, so much for Zhao. And that was their big project. I guess the women in the pods are now also dead. But that was basically what they were preferring the suitable candidates at Rifleman Bank for. Being plugged into that thing and all the others of those things that are around. And I think there's a space station and there was something else that also had it.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the Edge. It is not the end of the world, but you can see it from here.
Eliza? What are you doing here?
It is my job to monitor and report on the news, Adam. Before Darrow smothered everything with his signal, the whole world was tuned into this place, including me.
The broadcast. I have to stop it.
I know. Please, come closer. Do you know where we are, Adam? We are at the fulcrum point, when society lies in the balance. Hugh Darrow hoped to tip the scales one way, by telling the world everything you already know. About the biochip, the Illuminati, everything. He believed knowing the truth would convince mankind to abandon research into human enhancement technologies forever.
It would certainly give them reason to fear it.
Indeed. Darrow's confession is ready to send. If you want, I can wideband it across all media as soon as you shut down the signal. Everything you worked so hard to uncover will be exposed. But only if you deactivate the broadcast using this control. However, if you desire, I can alter Darrow's message. Conceal the creation of the biochip while putting in new content.
Content blaming the humanity front, like Seraph suggested.
The organization has already admitted to harboring terrorists. It would be easy to convince people they turn to biological warfare in a more desperate attempt to get rid of augmented people.
But why? What would that achieve?
In time, it could shift the focus of hatred onto people whose prejudices are seen as too extreme, leaving corporations free to experiment with human evolution as they desire. But if you want me to perform this edit for you, you must disengage the signal and activate the video edit function from here. Alternatively, Darrow's message can be adjusted to erase all mention of the power group known as the Illuminati. I can report that lack of proper regulation allowed vast quantities of neuropozyne to become contaminated prior to reaching the market.
Taggart's preference. You think the world will buy a made-up story about neuropozyne poisoning?
You might be surprised by what people believe. I can convince them. And having experienced the negative effects of corporate negligence firsthand, a majority of people might force the world to place harsh restrictions on all human enhancement research. But only if you disengage the signal and activate the video edit function from here. Of course, there is another option. This passage leads to Panchaea's pressure regulation controls. Destroy them and the installation will cave in on itself, overwhelmed by the weight of the ocean pressing against it. Everyone inside the structure will die.
That's a solution?
No one will be left to tell the world what happened, Adam. Nobody will be able to spin the story.
Including me.
The choice is yours. Do you believe you have the wisdom to choose an appropriate future for mankind? Or do you trust mankind to find the answers on its own?
And so here's our final choice. We can either go with Darrow's message, the truth, basically. And Eliza presumes that that will end research into augmentation. There's Seraph's solution, which is right out. And then there's Taggard's. So basically here we have the three choices before us. We can either send Darrow's message, the truth, Seraph's message, which of course would accelerate research in corporate hands, and Taggard's message, which apparently plays into the hands of the Illuminati, or we can, well, go down that corridor, destroy the whole facility, and basically doom everybody here, which, is not a very pacifist solution. So, well, I think in the end, the best of a bunch of bad choices is to go with the truth. It might end all research into augmentation, but I don't think it necessarily has to. But, oh well. As I said, the best of a bad bunch.
If you do this, the unadulterated truth in Darrow's confession may well convince mankind to cast all science and technology aside, to ensure that future generations grow up free and whole. Are you sure this is your choice?
I doubt they will cast aside all science and technology.
So be it then.
Albert Einstein said, technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Took me a while, but I finally see his point. How often have we chased the dream of progress only to see it perverted? More often than not, haven't the machines we built to improve life shattered the lives of millions? And now we want to turn that dream on ourselves to fundamentally improve who we are. Experience has shown me how dangerous that can be. How many times in the Call of Duty did I almost fall into the trap of taking shortcuts, abusing my abilities or the resources at hand? I resisted. Barely at times, because I valued human lives and considerations. Can I truly despise others who fall? Technology offers us strength. Strength enables dominance, and dominance paves the way for abuse. Darrow understood this. He knew that using technology to become something more than we are risks losing our ability to love, aspire, or make moral choices. The very things that make us human. It also risks giving some men the power to make others what they choose, regardless of the cost to human dignity. The suffering Darrow inflicted is not the end of the world. It is merely the seed for change. And change never comes without pain.
Okay, two things I want to quickly mention right off the top. This playthrough earned both the Pacifist and the Foxiest of all Hounds achievements, and there is an after credits scene, so if you just want to skip ahead and see that, I'll superimpose the time you have to skip to watch the scene. So a quick word about the achievements. The first one obviously is for completing the game without killing anyone, except for the boss fights. And the second one is for completing the game without setting off any alarms. Now the second one can be kind of finicky, and that's why I tended to reload in cases where an enemy spotted me, because I was hoping for the achievement. And that also means that when the game glitched and marked 2 guards as dead in Hengsha by mistake, it did not ruin our Pacifist run, so good news all around. And thus ends this playthrough of Deus Ex Human Revolution, the Director's Cut. If you followed along and watched this whole series, or just the odd video here and there, I would like to thank you very much for doing so. This is by far the longest video series on my channel, and it took about 7 months to complete. Was reading every email I came across a mistake? Maybe? Yes, probably. Feels like I was playing the game for people who have never played it, but they're also the least likely to watch. What I believe is new in the Director's Cut is the game now has a New Game Plus option that starts you off in the new game with all the augmentations from your previous playthrough. I finished recording the gameplay about a month ago. I've held off on recording these final thoughts, and have since replayed a good part of the game in the New Game Plus mode to mop up the last couple of achievements. Mostly things related to alternate choices, like keeping Megan's bracelet instead of giving it to her mother, and dropping Diamond Chen off the roof. And it was surprisingly fun to go through the early game fully augmented, except for the Rifleman Bank Station part, where to get an achievement you have to go through it without getting any augmentations or using any weapons. Which actually got me thinking about whether it is possible to play through the game without doing any takedowns. Deactivating electronics is okay, but you can't knock out any enemies. Boss fights excluded, of course, as always. A few side missions would become impossible, like maze mission in Hengsha, the bomb in the sewers in Detroit, taking out the safe house for Jenny Alexander, and there's probably a few others. And you wouldn't be able to save Malik, but I think the main mission should be beatable. It'd actually be kind of interesting to try, although I'm sure this has already been done on YouTube. Well, again, thank you very much for watching. If you're hearing this, thank you also for listening to me ramble for all this time. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this series, leave a like or a comment, and I hope to see you in the next video series. So, until then, have a good one.
You worry too much, Morgan. There's nothing we can't manage given time. She's here. I have to cut this short. Keep going through the wreckage. Maybe we'll find something we can use for the Morpheus initiative. Come in! Dr. Reed! We're so pleased you decided to join us.
Where else could I go?
No regrets, my dear. As Ariadne told Theseus before he entered the Minotaur's labyrinth, always forward, never left or right. You'll be very interested in our current project. We're breaking new ground.
Yes, the nanite virus chimera is quite intriguing. I'm looking forward to seeing the hybrid project up close, Mr. Page.
And so you shall. But please, call me Bob.